Hello again, grade 3, this is Miss Sue. Today's topic is about describing angles in plane shapes. Lesson 12.2. What are angles and what is the plane shape? We said before, plane shape is the shape that you can draw in any flat surface like paper or board, right? So, we spoke about points, lines, line segments, rays, and endpoints. So, what are today's topic? Today's topic is about angles. What are angles? The angles is part of circle formed between two line segments or two rays that intersect at the same point, and this point is called vertex. So, say it again, please. Yes, of course. Angle is a part of circle located between two line segments or two rays. Okay, and these two line segments or two rays meeting at the same end point, and this end point called a vertex. And our essential question is, how can you describe angles in plane shapes? So let's read it again.
How can you describe angles in plane shapes?
So let's start and see. Hello, Rabbit.
Hi there. Guess what the ants found?
What are you about, ants?
It's a picnic basket. The family that brought the basket is off playing a game, so we can get a good look inside it while they're gone.
Can we? Let's see.
All the food is gone. The basket is empty. So let's just take a closer look at the outside of the basket. The front of the basket has 4 angles. I want to know how to describe them. But what words can I use to describe angles?
Let's see our lesson.
You can help me find out. Come on.
Jason drew this shape on dot paper. How can you describe the angles in the shape that Jason drew? Let's unlock the problem.
First, this shape has how many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4 sides and 4 line segments. Between each 2 line segments, there is a part of circle. This is called an angle. So between this line and this line, there is something here is called an angle. And here is also an angle. And here is also between this line segment and this line segment, an angle. And between this line segment and line segment, there is an angle formed between these 4 line segments. So, now you know what's the angle? The angle is the part of the circle formed between 2 line segments meeting at the same ending point, which is called vertex. So this end point, we call it vertex. So let's unlock this problem and see.
To solve this problem, you need to know what an angle is. An angle is formed by 2 rays that share an endpoint. Plane shapes have angles formed by 2 line segments that share an endpoint. The shared endpoint is called a vertex. You can describe angles by comparing them to right angles. A right angle is an angle that forms a square corner. This mark means a right angle. Some angles are less than a right angle. Some angles are greater than a right angle. How many right angles does Jason's shape have?
The right angle, the angle that you form when I tell you to sit upright. Right? So this is the angle of squares. The angles of squares are all right angles. Okay? Because the square is sitting upright in all his angles. Okay. And we have another type of angles, which is a narrow angle, and it is smaller than the right angle, right? So this angle is not sitting upright. And the other angle is the angle which is opening its mouth wide. And this angle is bigger than the right angle. So we have a narrow angle which is smaller than the right angle. We have a wide angle which is bigger than the right angle. And we have the right angle which is the angles of the square. Okay, or the angle of your back when you sit on your chair upright. Okay, so Jason's shape has how many right angles? Is this a right angle? No, it's a narrow angle. It is smaller than right angle. Is this a right angle? It's a wide open angle. Is this a right angle? Yes. Is this a right angle? It's look like a square. Of course, it's yes. So how many right angles here? 1, 2. So, is it 2?
There are 2 right angles in Jason's shape. Here is the first right angle. Here is the second right angle. How many angles in Jason's shape are less than a right angle?
Less means smaller than a right angle. It's narrow and closed. It's look like closed. It's not closed, nearly closed. So, I think it's just 1 less than the right angle. So, is it 1?
There is 1 angle less than a right angle in Jason's shape. How many angles in Jason's shape are greater than a right angle?
This one, which is open-mouthed one. So, it is 1.
There is 1 angle greater than a right angle in Jason's shape.
Now you know what are angles? And you know what are the right angles? And what are the small angles and what are the greater angles? Let's see the other page.
Let's find out how many of each type of angle the shape has. How many angles does the shape have in all?
In all we have 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and of course 4 angles. This is an angle, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in all it's 4.
Right, the shape has 4 angles. How many right angles does the shape have?
How many square locked angles? So square locked angles, if these angles look like square, no, it's an open angle. It's a wide open one. Is this like square? Can you put square here? No, it's not. It's a narrow angle. If this one is like the square, no, it's wide open one. If this one is like square, no, it's a closed, nearly closed one, a narrow one. So nothing here is look like square angles. It's 0.
Yes, the shape has 0 right angles. How many angles less than a right angle does the shape have?
The nearly closed angles is this one and this one. So it is narrow, small angles. It's looking like he's closing his mouth. So I think it's 2. Let's choose 2.
That's right. There are 2 angles that are less than a right angle. How many angles greater than a right angle does the shape have?
Wide open mouthed ones, this one and this one. It's like sitting slump on the chair. So it is 2.
Good job. There are 2 angles that are greater than a right angle. Now let's practice. Now try your homework on your own with the personal math trainer. It includes the exercise you saw at the beginning of the lesson.
Thank you grade 3 for watching. Hope that you understood and enjoyed the lesson. See you tomorrow with another lesson. Bye bye.
Thanks for helping me describe the angles on the front of the picnic basket. See you soon.